Cincinnati, Ohio, Scott Sayre. The slot aircraft, the number 4 aircraft from Lake City, Florida. Give him a round of applause, Gary Donovan. The number 5 aircraft, also from Lake City, Florida, and one of the owners of Interstate Cycles, Skip Aldis. The number 6 aircraft from Danner Grove, Illinois, Mr. Brian McCann. And the maneuver they're doing for you today, we like to call that the corkscrew. Kind of start off overhead high and spiral down into show center. They're going to pass from the right to the left here. The 2 solo aircraft, number 5 and 6, are going to depart the formation. We're going to do this to set up for a series of head-to-head maneuvers. So have your cameras out for the ready. To lead the Persian solos off to the right, off to the left. The 4th ship, we call that a diamond formation. As I said, they're going to do this to set up for a series of head-to-head maneuvers. So have those cameras out to the ready. They'll be crossing the right at show center. They got a lot of timing maneuvers here to do, compensate for the winds out there. So let's see how good they can do approaching show center. The Lima Flight Team, this is our 20th anniversary. Our first air show was in 1987, the Chicago Air and Water Show. The team's name originates from the airport that they originated out of, Lima 10, or Napier Aero. So they just started being called the Lima Boys. The letter L is spoken phonetically in the aviation world as Lima, not Lima bean, it's Lima. Right off to the left, you got the 4-ship Diamond coming. Off to the right, the 2-ship Solos, approaching at a cruising speed of over 300 miles an hour.
300 miles an hour, definitely.
They like to see how close they can get to each other. Let's see how they do here. Over here. They're right next to each other, so close they scared Gary Donovan, the formation slug pilot, right out of the formation into a max performance climb there. Behind us, the 2 solo pilots have formed up again. Coming downwind here for the switchblade break, they call it. There they are right on top of us here behind us. The smoke is on. Right in front of the crowd, they're going to turn into each other. Let's see if they can tie a perfect smoke dot in the sky here. There they go, right across each other's path. There's that smoke dot in the sky. One of the owners of Interstate Cycle. He's got over 6,000 hours in 1,000 meters next to the Diamond 360. Leading the formation today, Mr. Bill Sherwin. He's one of the founding members of our team. Choreographed many of the maneuvers you see here today. He's a retired airline pilot with over 28,000 hours. Now the yellow aircraft you see out here today, they're called the T-34 Mentor, an appropriate name for a training aircraft used by the military, Air Force, Navy, Marine, Coast Guard. They train thousands of military pilots. In fact, the Navy still uses a turboprop version of the aircraft today. All right, the next maneuver is one of my favorite ones, the double whip. And then further off to the left, high and to the left, you can see the 2 solos diving down at max performance airspeed. Now they're going to try to catch those guys right here at show center, and we'll demonstrate the difference of the speed between the fast and the slow aircraft.
Yeah, one's going slow, two's going fast. 3 going slow.
There's the first pass. Look at that speed difference between landing speed and max performance. In fact, they've got enough time to do a side-by-side circle right next to the aircraft in the landing configuration. solos come back around. They're going to catch them right at show center here. Very nice job there, right at the center there. Hey, well, who's this off to the right? What's going on? Gary, that's Gary. You're going the wrong way, Gary. The team is going that way. There you go. Turn around and catch them. Let's get back together here. Thank you, Gary. That's part of the stunt. Gary's not really lost. I just like to say that here. But Gary's also from Lake City, Florida here. Lives over at Cannon Creek. He's a pilot for a major airline. Flew in the Air Force. Glider pilot, flight instructor, got over 18,000 flying hours. All right, it's time to pay the bills here. We've been thanking sponsors all day long. We can't do this job without some sponsor help. And then if you're private pilots out there, you may hear some of these, recognize some of these names. Aeroshell for engine oil. Smoke Oil, Jepson for navigation, Michelin tires, Champion spark plugs, Concord batteries, Oregon Aero for comfort products. We all use these products. All right, here we go into the next one. We're going to practice our skywriting skills now. And since we're doing this to the left, 3 shift to the right in an echelon formation, we call it now. You can see they're lined up a little differently. Again, head-to-head at over 300 miles an hour. A little offset here to practice our skywriting skills. Nice blue background to see how this is going to look. We're going to turn on this light, turn into each other here. Draw a nice little arc in the sky. If the wind doesn't blow it away. Oh, you see that on the left? Right, once again, they're going to go off to the corners and join up again in their 2 shifts of 3 for another head-to-head maneuver. While they're doing that, we'll talk about some of the other guys. The number 2 pilot, Mark Miller, he's a 3rd-generation pilot, has over 800 flying hours, and he works for a major 1,000 flying hours. He's a dentist up in Cincinnati, Ohio. And then number 6 pilot, Mr. Brian McCann, Downers Grove, Illinois, flies for a major airline over 18,000 hours. All right, here we go with another head-to-head. Get your cameras ready for the crossing. Now they're in the pick again, a 3-shift pick. You can see they're lined up a little differently than from before. Going to try to make this crossing right at show center. And they're perfectly even with each other, right head-to-head. So get those cameras ready for the crossing. As they break right through the middle of each other, all the big pieces are still attached to the air, but into a big circle here, chasing each other around. This maneuver is actually inspired by a World War I ace by the name of Major Loveberry. We've never done this before at a show. We've been practicing here over the last week. Dedicate this next maneuver to the people of Lake City. As they depart the box, they're going to join back up into the 6 aircraft wedge again. Now, one of the more difficult aspects of flying this many aircraft in formation is getting them back together again after they split up like this. We're going to proceed off to the southwest there, join back up. Find some of the mechanics of it. All the aircraft are only looking at one thing. They're looking at the leader. Got to trust him implicitly. Big word for a pilot. Can't use that very much. Got to trust them with everything they have. All right, here they come. Center, right onto the crowd. All the lights blaring away. Let's see what this looks like. You be the judge. If you like it, give them a round of applause. I hope you do. Wait till the maneuver's over with, though, please. All right, the boss is bringing them down here. There they go. Oh, the Lake City Blast.